So, with Bleach on break this week, I figured, you and I could cover something fun! You were 100% right, and I apologize. This was complete and utter garbage. I don't know why I thought anything differently would happen.
I don't know why you did either.
Okay, so yeah, the title spoils it already. Castlevania Nocturne, Netflix's latest outing, if you want to call it that, for Castlevania. It's horrible. It's offensively bad to fans.
Latest butchery.
Yep. And I know someone's going to bring it up. Yeah, I'll bring it up. The old series, the first 4 seasons were alright. Yeah, they had problems. They race-swapped Isaac, but he was at least still a likable character. Unlike someone we'll get to, trust me. They did beta Hector a little bit from Curse of Darkness, which... And obviously they had the cult of lesbian vampire sisters, or whatever you want to call it. But overall, I still thought it was alright. You liked the first 4 seasons, right, Di? Because it wasn't ramming your face every 2 seconds like this show is.
Well, it actually had a plot.
Yeah, that too. So... Well, let's get into it. Well, Castlevania Nocturne, the first thing I remember was when the teaser dropped, they race-swapped Annette. People were talking about it. Annette being Richter's canonical girlfriend/wife from the games. And people naturally were a little pissed about this, because of course who isn't sick of the race swaps? I love them, Di. I'm not sick of them at all. Right?
Yes. Not sick at all.
That's why the supervising background designer said, in protest, complain about something that matters. Hey, cockface, if it didn't matter at all, then why did you race swap her in the first place? I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry. Anyway.
It matters to them.
Well, the red flags really started showing when the main trailer dropped a few weeks ago, and you had Maria, Richter's sister-in-law, so I guess you could say canonical. She's Annette's canonical sister, but in this series she's not. They're completely unrelated. Whatever. Calling Richter a worthless wanker or some shit, and it had girl boss vibes all over it. But it did also have Richter taking on a group of vampires with his theme Divine Bloodline playing. That is the only cool scene in the entire show, and they knew it because that's what they advertised the most in this trailer.
Anyways, you ready to see Richter cry a lot?
Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm going to break this down character by character. The 3 mains, obviously, that's it, which is Richter, Annette, and Maria. Because all of them got fucked to some sort of degree. Richter constantly having to be saved by all the women around him. Constantly called worthless, including Annette saying, so the Belmont boy turned out to be useless as fuck. No, I'm not paraphrasing. That is literally what she says, because this script is littered with the word fuck, first of all. I think, Di, you were the first one who actually called that out right away.
Yeah.
But
using
also...
fuck as a replacement for actual dialogue, isn't that clever?
Yeah, the original had swearing a bit too, but I felt it was way more restrained than it is here, because holy shit, they go way overboard. Also, yeah, having a race-swapped version of a classic character insulting your main protagonist in his entire bloodline. Good job, guys. Hell, they were so proud of this, the Castlevania Nocturne official Twitter posted a screenshot of Annette saying this line, saying no matter the timeline, the Belmont will be humbled by their magic companion. Classic. Man, I wonder why the hardcore Castlevania fandom are pissed. I could not tell you.
Yeah, why are you pissed?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Richter runs, there's a point where he runs into his mother's killer. Yeah, his mother is a Belmont in this, who's killed by Olrox, one of the bosses from Symphony of the Night, who's gay in this continuity, by the way. Just figured I'd put that in there, because, you know, why not? And instead of Richter rushing on him and vengeance, like, oh, you killed my mother, you son of a bitch. No, he runs away crying like a bitch for 2 episodes. As Annette belittles him for it. Because, you know, she would never run from her problems. What are you talking about? She's wham and chic. She don't need no this shit. I think you rolled your eyes at that too, right? I was the only one.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're not done yet, because he runs into Juiced Belmont, his grandfather, protagonist of Harmony of Dissonance. And you all seen The Last Jedi.
Luke Skywalker.
Hey, Last Jedi, what are you doing here in my Castlevania? So, Juice is an old man who's depressed, who gave up the mantle of being a Belmont, and he hides in a hut. The only thing he's missing is drinking that weird titty milk.
Yeah.
As Richter says, you're a Belmont. Belmonts don't hide away in huts. Coming from the dick who just ran away from his mother's killer literally an episode ago. Shut the fuck up, Richter.
Go cry somewhere else.
Yeah. It's after this point, though, his magic suddenly awakens. Oh yeah, his magic's sealed in this continuity, even though in the games he's one of the most powerful Belmonts in history with his use of both. At this point, though, he doesn't know magic yet, so whatever. But he does when he's attacked by vampires and imagines his loved ones in danger, because, shonen cliche! What's up?
Hello, trailer.
Yep. I mean, the positive, I like the soundtrack, the iteration of Divine Bloodline is cool. Dude, I gotta take what I could get. I mean, Ty, how's the animation? Let's go over that real quick, since it is the fight scene that they hyped up.
It's alright. The animation in this in general is very, you can tell they cut corners. There are lots of awkward jump cuts.
I heard people say it actually does.
It's like, do they think someone's about to get hit, jump cut away? Oh, they dodged it. What?
I saw some people say they toned down the gore, that all you see are clean cuts. There's no, like, viscera to it like there was in the original series.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So... But... That's when Richter, goes back, and of course he had to be humbled. You know who didn't have to be humbled, though? Our next character, so let's move on to that. Yeah, so if anyone's trying to claim, oh, did you even watch it? Are you just getting on the hate bit? No, we watched this piece of shit. We marathoned it in a day, so before anyone says anything.
I didn't watch it willingly.
Oh yeah, I forced you to.
I told you I have no interest after
the Annette say, yep, which we're getting to her. Now, I saw some people claim if they called Annette a new character, maybe this would be fine. I disagree with that statement because they did their damnedest to make Annette as unlikable as humanly fucking possible. I would take Nino from Quintuplets or Aki Artagaki from Masumine's Revenge any day over this bitch. Jesus.
That's impressive.
Okay, so it's time to address the elephant in the room. This entire show, you'll probably, if you look up, you'll see people criticize it, because a series that's supposed to be about vampire hunting first and foremost, or monster slaying, is now primarily about racism, equality. Did I mention racism? And racism. And slavery. Also racism. They won't let you forget it. You can't go 10 minutes without being lectured about it, and it gets old real fucking fast. Especially after me and Dai just came off Vinland Saga Season 2, which handles the slavery shit extremely well, in a good way. This just comes across as pretentious and obnoxious. So yeah.
As do most modern writings. That's writing in air quotes, by the way.
Yeah.
My toilet can write better than this.
So... Annette was race swapped just so they could have their own shitty narrative. That's the only reason. Because they couldn't have... If she was still white, she could have gone about slavery. She also managed to free herself from being a slave. Because, again, she's strong, women, etc. And all of her dialogue is either calling Richter useless and, just lecturing you with dialogue like, we don't need the white man. That is literally a line from her, by the way. Also, she has an OC friend with her named Edouard, who's another slave friend who's also gay, and this was when I saw someone point out, why are all the men of color gay in this series? I'm not even joking, I genuinely want to know, what the fuck? But yeah, when Edouard was introduced, I actually was like, okay, so, you know, they have their black dude now, so they're not going to race swap anyone. They're not going to feel the need to. I was a fucking idiot again. I'm sorry, Dai.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can we just replace her with him? He's a more likable character.
Who, Edouard?
Yes.
Yeah, he sings opera or some shit and just wants to be friendly to everyone. Which brings up the point, she calls Richter useless. Why did she bring Edouard, someone who probably isn't, like, capable of fighting these hellish creatures with her on her quest? And somehow it's Richter's fault this guy gets captured?
Also, why the fuck were you looking for him in the first place, then?
What do you mean?
They were searching for Richter.
Oh, yeah, because she's like, well, he might have been able to help us, but he just turns out to be useless. Speaking of which, this scene encapsulates everything wrong with Annette, alright? So, Annette's whole plan is rush in head first. It doesn't matter. Rush in. Oh, it goes wrong. Okay, well, that didn't work. Let's rush in again. Oh, that didn't work. Let's rush in again. Perfect example. The first time they do this, Edouard gets captured, turned into a night creature. When they think about going to save him, Richter says we need a plan. Annette's response is, we don't need a plan, we have magic. Or at least 3 of us do anyway. You know, because Richter doesn't have magic, so gotta shit on him for that, right? He's useless without that. Never mind the vampire killer whip that's been used before. Anyway, Richter is then implied to be called a coward by Maria in this scene. Richter's like, how am I cowardly? All I'm saying is, we need a plan. Annette says, hey, you're not a coward, but you and Maria are just children who have no experience with making the hard decisions adults have to make. The fuck? Dude, I thought I had a stroke when we first heard that. I'm serious.
What?
And, yeah, this is when the plan goes awry, because Richter runs into Olrox and runs away crying. And she, of course, is like, he ran away from his trauma. He fucking ran. And Tara, Maria's mother in this continuity, tries saying, like, well, you know, he did have a reason. That's the guy that killed his mom. Annette just goes, I never ran away from my trauma. By the way, did you guys know I was a slave? Because I haven't said it enough yet. But yeah, Richter should stand and face
Did you know I tried to run away from the plantation? But I never ran.
I never ran from my trauma. I face mine all the time. You don't know what I've been through. Bitch, you didn't see the original series. I hate you, Annette. There's even a point at the end of the series when Alucard shows up and he goes, I'm son of Dracula. And Annette goes, who's Dracula? Okay, I'm gonna have to ask the question, how the fuck has Dracula not been passed around as like a legend of epic proportions over the last 300 years in continuity? He ravaged the entire continent of Europe. Am I high?
Yeah.
What?
You mean the guy that sired all the vampires?
Yeah, like the one that even all the vampires
feared. For some fucking reason.
Like what? They don't even barely mention him. We'll get to our villains in a minute, but I don't even think they mention him once.
We had villains.
Well, we kind of had Olrox, I guess. Oh,
not even he was interested in what they were selling.
He wasn't. Speaking of Annette, don't
so bland, nothing, and
well, that's the point. The villains, I guess we'll get to them real quick. Elizabeth Bathory, and Doltra, they're two bosses from Castlevania Bloodlines, which I guess they couldn't use Dracula again because they redeemed him at the end of season 4, kind of. And using him again, maybe someone thought it would be a little redundant. Yeah, even though that's the plot of the games, but fuck it. It's like, okay, you want to use side villains that maybe didn't get as much in the games, whatever. They're just generic girl bosses. I got nothing out of these characters. They gave me nothing to work with.
Or at least one of them was. The other was nothing.
And you're constantly told how badass Elizabeth is, how apparently she's related to the Egyptian sun god or something. Something Egypt. I miss OG Helsing Incognito, and I can't believe I'm saying that here. But...
Incognito did it better.
Yeah, I got nothing. Olrox at least has a connection to the main character, so, you know, he has stakes involved. But yeah, back to Annette for a quick second. I saw some journos, of course this has a 100% critic score, yeah, go figure, claiming that...
The power of money.
Yeah. But they claim that they're happy she's no longer a damsel in distress, because in the original Rondo of Blood games, and Symphony of the Night or whatever, she had no urgency and had no character. So in Rondo of Blood, just to throw, you know, shade at this shit, there's a scene where Dracula is about to turn her into a vampire, and she holds a knife to her own throat, saying she'd rather kill herself and remain a human than ever be forced to turn into a monster. But yeah, she had no urgency or power at all in the original game. What are you talking about, right? Fuck this. Annette, we don't need white men. No, bitch, we all need you. Anything else sad about Annette die before we move on?
Put in the trash of the rest of modern writing.
Well, on from that, we have Maria. Skimming through the show a second time in order to get everything in order, which that was painful, by the way.
As painful as her dialogue, I'm sure.
Yeah, 90% of her dialogue, they turned her into a fucking activist. All she does is preach about equality and freedom and revolution. And there is potential they could have done here with smart dialogue with the church and the abbot. I'll get to that in a minute. But, of course, they don't do that with her. And she also constantly calls Richter a wanker. To be fair, there is some instances where you could tell they're trying to go for the sibling thing with her and Richter, and maybe that could have worked if expanded upon. But again, this is in the hand of shitty writing. So...
That's writing without the W, by the way.
Yeah...
Because they're so illiterate and retarded, they don't know how to write anything good.
Don't worry, though. She gets other dialogue, like her and Annette praising how, or validating each other, saying how amazing the other one is. You know, I don't remember them complimenting Richter at all. Anyway.
No, they compliment him. They say his headband looks stupid. Oh.
Oh, I get it. Speaking of which, let's get back to our villains now. So, it turns out the abbot is working with the vampires, and this makes no fucking sense. Oh my god. So, the abbot's Maria's dad, by the way. That's something that just randomly dropped on you, I guess. Like 6 episodes in. But he tries pointing out to Maria that the revolution is just more violence. Violence begets more violence, and that the churches are being affected by this. And that people who want to go to communion are being forbade to go by their families, all in the name of revolution. Again, you could maybe have some sort of actual moral dilemma there that you could debate upon. But no, of course not. Because his argument immediately falls apart when he's using night creatures or demons claiming it's all in the service of God for no fucking reason. What, you gonna add something?
No, I was just holding back a sneeze.
Oh. You're allergic to this show?
Yes.
Dude, he was even gonna sacrifice his own daughter, claiming it's all in the name of God, blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I didn't even mention that. It was Elizabeth who said that she needed a sacrifice, right? Of someone close to him?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and then she shows up at the end and is like, when did I ever imply I wanted you to kill her? Or someone close to you? You said a sacrifice! What are you talking about? That's pretty much implied. If you didn't want that, you should have specified, you stupid bitch! Oh my god. So, yeah, I hope it makes sense now why we think this is complete and utter garbage. The plot's a mess also. They cram in like 3 seasons worth in 8 episodes.
It wrong. There's no thinking involved. We know it's garbage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's garbaggio. So, Dai, as someone who's, I guess not as hardcore deep into the Castlevania shit, what do you think of it?
It's shit.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But hey, just for funsies real quick, let's just do a quick thing of seeing how we could make the plot work. Pretty easily, actually. Just make it about the whole metaphor of revenge with Richter. I mean, it's already been confirmed that his mother killed Olrox's lover before, so he killed her in retaliation, thus Richter would be on a vengeful quest. That would work. You could even have that to be the reason his magic is blocked, because he can't think clearly. That is, it's the sort of rage is blinding him from accessing it, even if it's a little cliche.
You mean with some basic writing you can give this show a fucking plot? Who would have thought?
I know! And you could even have that be the thing that leads Maria and Annette to getting abducted by Olrox if you make him the main villain, and have him working with Elizabeth and friends, like have it a new vampire cult or something that all work together. Or some shit.
Another fucking vampire.
Yeah, exactly. And have Richter realize, oh shit, my quest for vengeance is getting the new people close to me in trouble. Well, and, have it come full circle as he realizes what he's doing is wrong, and he needs to think clearly. And as far as the abbot goes, that's an easy fix too. Have him, ask for guidance to help the church, and all you have to do is have a vampire, could be Olrox or Elizabeth, or just a generic vampire emissary, pretending to be an emissary of God. Saying, like, this is, how you could help me, blah, blah, blah. Thus warping his faith. And then he realizes it in the end when he's asked to sacrifice his own daughter, so, maybe he'd give his life up to save her. Just thus regaining it, etc. That's it. That's all you have to do. Look at that. The plot's way more coherent, makes way more sense, and, yeah. Anything else to add, Dai?
No.
Well, don't worry, because we're not done. They announced that some of the people could potentially be working on the Devil May Cry anime next. Yay! One of my other favorite franchises of all time is about to get raped by these people. Oh, please, for the love of God. I heard Itsuno is involved. Let him be the Oda to the live-action One Piece equivalent here. Can we have that?
They probably only have him on there just as a name.
Yeah, it's already been confirmed Ruben Langdon is not portraying Dante in this iteration either, which... That's already one knock against it on my mind, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be good. Why do I keep doing this though, man? Like, you see right there again, I was trying to be like, maybe it'll be good. Who knows? It's not out yet. I keep doing this. I keep giving them chances, and they keep fucking me. Every time.
Oh, there's your problem. You're expecting anything from Netflix.
Whatever. Show shit. Sucks ass. Just stick to the original series. Pretend this piece of shit doesn't exist. God, I can't believe at one point that some of us, myself included, were asking the studio to adapt Berserk a few years back. And then Casca proceeds to look at the camera and preach to you about slavery and equality.
You're Italian, what do you know?
Anyway. Yeah, so just felt like ranting a bit. Trust me, Dai's had to hear me bitch about this series the last couple of days whenever we're talking chats. I'm sure he's getting annoyed at it by now. But now I got it off my chest, I don't have to bitch about this show ever again. It's dead. It's gone. Dai, you want to go back for Nocturne Season 2?
Yeah, you see, I would, but I realized I got some ice on the stove, and I can't make it.
Here's hoping Onimusha's better than this, which is when we will be dumpster diving. Please, for the love of God, give us one game to anime adaptation that's actually good, Netflix. Please, you need to balance the scale. This rant's gone on long enough. We're out of here. Thanks again for watching. Listening to me bitch for like 20-30 minutes. And I apologize again for forcing you to watch this piece of shit. Oh my god, this was awful. But alright, till next time, guys. Thanks again.